here for our lectionary reading are the focus for us for today. And the focus of our readings today are about things of the future, things that are to come. And so to confuse things even more, these were readings for the people of the time, hearing them in their own time, in their own context. Isaiah was reaching out to his people about the oncoming conquest and destruction of his own nation of Israel. He obviously sounds very positive because it was still far away. He thought everything would still be okay. Jeremiah, the prophet who follows, sees the smoke on the horizon coming a little bit closer and doesn't sound as positive. And our gospel reading today is Jesus speaking to his disciples about their upcoming trials in life. Due to their faith, they would be experiencing a number of hardships and challenges. And so this is a thing where we, as people of faith in our modern context of today, we have to think about how we apply ancient scriptures to our own modern context as listeners. But as both passages are about the upcoming things for the listener and what they will be experiencing. And Isaiah promises and makes it sound like everything will be good, everything will be okay. But our gospel reading from Jesus doesn't promise that everything will be okay. When you become a person of faith, a believer, you don't get a card that tells you everything will be fine. You don't get a suffering out of free jail card. And it was no different for the disciples of Jesus. They had to go into their life of faith and dedication knowing that things wouldn't be perfect. And we know this obviously from our own experiences as well. Once we became people of faith, we quickly found out that things didn't all just become a walk in the park. The suffering and difficulties of life are still present in our life of faith. But now we have this new framework with which we have to look at the events of the world and the experiences of our lives. But we must go forward knowing that our lives of faith will not make things easier, sometimes even harder. We may have to go into situations that may even make our lives harder because of our faith. Recently, some of you may have seen the new miniseries on HBO called Chernobyl. It's a series that I would highly recommend if you get the opportunity to watch it. It catalogs the events leading up to and following the Chernobyl nuclear disaster of 1986. Now, I was born in 1988, so I wasn't around to experience much of it. But man and I, of course, knew some elements of what had happened. We knew about the nuclear reactor that had exploded, and everyone had to leave, and no one was allowed to return. But the show was a great account of all the history of what really happened leading up to the disaster and the cleanup efforts led by lead scientist Valery Legazov. He had to go to the accident site and help coordinate the efforts of the government to contain the damage and the radiation to make the situation better. He then has to send others into dangerous situations to do these various dangerous tasks. Tasks that he knew were dangerous, tasks that risked the health and life of others. But one of the most powerful aspects of the show is about these countless everyday people who had to go into these areas of danger. They know some about the dangers of excess radiation, but still people really don't know as much as we know today. You see accounts of people who, when they think the reactor may be blown up, they don't know what's happened. They open the big, heavy lead concrete doors to look into the reactor. No protection, just face first. And obviously now, as you're watching, you're like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Don't go in there. But they walked right in to see what had happened. They don't know what the dangers were, but they went in regardless. Certain people had to go and clear off a certain roof, which still had excessive dangerous radioactive material on it. It was the most dangerous place on Earth at the time. They first started by putting lunar moon rovers on certain parts of the roof to push off this dangerous radioactive material, but at this roof they couldn't do the lunar rover, so they had to have people do it one at a time with shovels. They had to throw themselves willingly falling down underneath the reactor down into the groundwater. And these miners knew what they were going into was beyond dangerous, but they did it. They did the task because they had to. If they did not complete all these various tasks, they knew that thousands, tens of thousands, or hundreds of thousands more could die or become sick. And it would not affect just the people of Russia. One of the ways that this all became known was that they found higher readings of radiation in Europe, thousands of miles away, immediately after the disaster. So they knew that if the other reactors at Chernobyl had exploded, it could have wiped out the entire planet. These miners and all of these workers had to sacrifice for the greater good of people they would never know, of people who would never know their names. Legasov and the other scientists knew that they would be exposed to dangerous levels of radiation that would lead to their early death and oncoming illness. But they did their task anyway, knowing that if they did not, many more people could be harmed. I know what you may be thinking. Preacher Eric, what does Chernobyl have anything to do with all of this? This is a dark and sad story. How does this relate to a positive Christian message that I can take home and apply? And trust me, I thought the same thing when I was writing this. I had to step back and think about this myself. But the positive message is this. They had to go into a dangerous environment to sacrifice, to make the world a better place. They knew that what they were getting into was not necessarily always a positive thing, but they had to. They had to do the harder task to make the world a better place and a more safe place, just as it is for us as people of faith. We may have to go into places that are not fun or easy, places that may take us out of our comfort zone, places where we may feel out of sorts. Times may be bad or times may be good, but we still may be called into uncomfortable areas. But we do it because we have to. Because we have to make the world a better and safer place for those who come after us. We have to make the world a more just, peaceful, kind, loving, gracious, and caring world. We are Christ's hands in the world, called to clean up some of the mess. As people of faith, we have to follow the guidance of the Holy Spirit, even if we must do so in ways and places that are difficult. We must find truth in a world of falsehoods, lies, and deceit. We must go where people are hurting. We must go where people are hungry. We must go to the pits of darkness, so there we can reflect the light of Christ. There was a plaque at seminary outside of the chapel, and it said something to the extent of, we can't just say, isn't that awful? We can't stand back and say, man, that looks bad. We have to actually go close enough to where we may be hurt ourselves. Times will be tough for people of faith. But we must remember that when the disciples heard what Jesus had told them, that we had heard in our gospel reading, they assumed all of these negative things would be happening in their lifetimes. And for some of them, it did. The destruction of the temple happened immediately after the life of Jesus. So they thought all of this was going to take place right away. And when they didn't, the next generation thought that all these things would happen to them as well, and the next generation, to the point where it's to us today. When things go bad, we sometimes go to look to God. God, come and make things better. Fix all of this, God. But maybe in the midst of our suffering and trials and hardship, God is looking to us.